Mention for the next keynote. Here we have Shri Amit Saxsena, the Regional Sales Head at Trimble, who will address us to the topic GNSS technology, integration of drone and survey data for successful projects. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Drone Expo conference. My name is Amit Saxsena. All the panelists and all the speakers, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak about some of the challenges that the industry face. Bharti talk about the policies, frameworks, challenges, integration of industry. My session is primarily on some of the best practices that a drone industry should consider while doing their projects. And we have seen that because of the the influx of too many technology advancements, there is a problem of knowing too many things in a very short frame of time. And I think my topic is around that. And we have seen that with the interaction and also with the organizers, there was some feedback provided. So my session is primarily on it. And obviously, ma'am, I can't leave products, but I will stay within the boundary of helping the industry in my session. So what I have done is three major agendas. One is GNSS technology, why it is at the nucleus of survey, whether it is drone survey or any other survey. I will talk about it. And there are many small nitty-gritties which are not known to, surprisingly not known to the many industry people. Forget about people who have already executed certain projects. Second is there is a influx of many sensors available, total station, GNSS, drones, mobile lidars, that has come in the last 5-6 years in a big way in India. They were already there outside India. How do we manage the data for that? That's a very important part, and every organization, whether it is road, rail, water, they talk about integrating the data from different forces. And last but not the least, how do we manage the UAV data? I specifically talk about the UAV data, but there are too many other kinds of data that are there, and some of the best practices that could be utilized. So I'll go to the basics, fundamental. So process. So basically what's happening is that essentially we have seen even the ground control points, which are the basics for doing any survey, are also not collected with a very high level of accuracy. GNSS is a word which is used very loosely, but in terms of getting the accuracy and the desirable results, there is a gap that we have seen. So basically they are nothing but the reference points wherein you collect the coordinates with an existing benchmark which is already established by many government agencies, and also an independent agency can also create. But Survey of India is already establishing these reference points. One of the examples. What it does, it ensures that when the drone is flying, it is providing you a very similar level of accuracy while you process the data. It is only a game of accuracy and processing the data that actually matters for your customer, and obviously creating 3D models in many cases. The next one is it acts as an anchor to keep your maps in a right place. We have seen people struggling for many days, weeks to produce a right result, and then ultimately, even if they deliver, there are many projects that have not seen very successful delivery from the drone fraternity, and we have seen people struggling there. So I have given two examples wherein flight path and also the control points being marked very easily. Just for the reference, as I progress, I will talk about how this data can be utilized further. Next, and we are talking about not using multiple technologies, going from one technology to another, third, fourth, fifth. No, at single place you get data from all the sensors and process it to get desirable results for every kind of sector, whether it is road, rail, defense. Everybody can use same technology to produce the result. In the first video that you see, the first picture that you see at the top, there are many ground control points that are being created, and if you see the lines that are converging there, these are basically showing you that the data that is collected by drone, it is converged onto the ground. So the GNSS data that you are collecting while on the ground becomes an imperative part, and even while flying, the static data is being captured, to ensure that the drone flying and the GNSS on the drone is in sync. There is no error in it. There is less time that you spend while processing the data. Mostly the drones are PPK in India, so it becomes very important that they process very easily, simply, and produce a desired result. So all the pictures that you see are going there. How do we manage the drone data? So some of the processes that are involved, very simple 3-step process. I will go through that. It involves importing the data. The second one, it involves adjustments. Drone data, before drone data processing, there is a GNSS processing wherein you don't need to worry about how the data is being processed, but the outcome is more important. So that can be done very simply in a quick way. Raw imagery, you can work on it and provide a tailor-made result. And I will show you the example. This is just a process because this was one of the areas which were required. And then you can create deliverables which are required for our project. Whether it is a 2D deliverable or a 3D deliverable, you can take care of them. So currently what we are seeing here is there are two types of data that we are looking at. One, the GNSS data. The other one are the images. Now the technology ensures that both these data are working in tandem. When you produce the output, you don't need to do extra work to get the desirable result. And you get a very high level of accuracy using this technology. And that high level accuracy is maintained from the course network which is established by Survey of India to GNSS network, and then to the drone data used for many projects. In terms of the quality control, the kind of checks, kind of reports that you can run is also there. One of the other challenge that we have also seen while I explain the process is how do you communicate the data when the data is being collected in the field which is far off from your office, which is actually working on the data, on the images. So there is a technology wherein when the person is collecting data in the field, in a very seamless manner, the data can be sent to the office. While the data is getting collected, the back-end data is getting processed. So you save time in collecting the data and processing it. More interestingly, that is a small portion of it. If this project is divided into 10 or 20 different teams, you have to just give the data to give the project to individual people. But when the data comes back, it is getting collated at one single place. So that is another area that could be utilized as an advantage for drone data processing. Single tool, as I mentioned, and then you have CAD, surface creation, DEM, DTM, all of them can be created in a very quick manner. 3 steps, as I said. First, you just import. That's what is shown here. You get the data from drone. You have already created the process, which is a very simplified process mentioned in many policies, whether it was Swamitva. But then the next step is how do you process it? 3 steps. One, you import. Second one, quickly you adjust them. Not much of a work is required. Back-end processing of the engine is very strong. And third one is you produce many formats, including point clouds, orthophoto, true ortho, and we know that these are some of the good, some of the requirements of a project define what kind of imagery or data we are looking at. These are some of the examples that are being done, and these are practical examples. So these are orthomosaic images, which I think many people do. And next step is you get the digitized vector data on top of the images that you have created, and we don't stop here. The next step is how do you analyze that data? So this is a practical example of Bangalore city wherein the image was collected. The analysis was done on the image by a government department, not by a private agency, and they did a survey of number of trees in a particular area. Okay, so yellows on the right hand side picture, there is the automatic feature extraction that is happening, and the yellow ones are the cluster of trees. Staggering results. So segregation of data from drone or satellites are shown here. We are going to a broader area, even a water body is shown here. Going to areas, Bangalore is a very crowded city, so you can see some of the images and you can see the different depth of and the size of, if I show you See, this is bigger, and some of them are very, very small and cluster like this. This is the level of output that was received. If you look at as per the field census, so they had done this project in two phases. First one, the field team went to the place and now counted the number of trees manually. The second one is, as per the satellite data, how many trees were counted automatically. So, and then there was an error of only 3%. We can segregate any object using this technology, whether it is trees, poles, sewers, divider lines, anything, and I will show you some examples as we move forward. So manual effort was gone, and then they were confident that okay, we can utilize this data as we progress. This is a classic example. Okay, one image, this is a point cloud data collected from multiple formats. This is coming from LiDAR data. If you look at it, the technology automatically segregates different things. Okay, blue are the houses, trees are the in green color, electrical lines are in yellow, poles are in red color. Even we can see this can be counted, the dividing lines. Zebra lines can also be segregated. And these are already objects that exist in the technology to enable you to produce results which are important. We have gone to a next level. I can even calculate the girth of a tree, which was a requirement coming in from many people. So, we can do this kind of analysis, and since this is an open engine platform, anybody can pick any object and work further to create such kind of objects themselves. So there is a developer version also available on this. The next step is, you will have to play the video actually. This is a classic example. So what is happening, as I was mentioning, there are multiple challenges that the industry face. In the video, it's a very good example. We will be able to create such examples in India soon. There is a very good project that is being created in the hills, creating a rail network by RVNL, wherein about 115 kilometer of railway track is in the tunnel. And these are challenges. So in this case, what has happened is, so drone data, LiDAR data, GNSS data, and scanning data, all of them are combined and producing this kind of output. Okay, so scanners are also being used right now in all these projects, apart from creating the profile and general engineering that is required. So we can combine the technology. This is an example of Switzerland. Soon we will have examples of India, and we do have many examples in the region. I am not covering them, but this is how drone industry can take benefit of combining and integrating technology at a single place. This is again happening in the same technology, one technology. Okay, this is how I will show it in a picture, that at the center we have a survey person who is collecting the data. At the top end side, you will see that the data is coming from different sensors. On the right hand side, you have high end sensors, which could be a mobile LiDAR or a scanner or any other kind of drone sensor also, if you see that. But then more importantly, it will go and integrate with industry standard software. If you look at Bentley ESRI Autodesk, we directly go and sit there. And these technologies are also self-integrated, wherein you don't need to do, for example, one technology is combination of a LiDAR with a GNSS station, so which is required. The second one is combination of of one kind of piece of technology with other one. So what we are doing is integrating technology not only for us, but anybody who's using other technologies which are required for a project. Drone is the biggest example of the projects being awarded, whether it is for rail, road, water, defense. So all of them can be combined together through these kind of engines. Some of the examples that I picked, how the data can be collected, orthophoto, true photo, and 3D mesh. This is happening, processing happening at a single place. And then we create some of the outputs which are required with such kind of precision, and also output is very clear. These are some of the more classical photogrammetry example I have just created for the knowledge of the people, and then we can get a details and mesh as well. this is what I was saying. One of the examples is when we have editing and non-editing. See, the difference can happen here. If we look at, so agriculture is an important area, and I know that there is a session happening. So I have created a video that was done by General Aeronautics, one of the company that is using, drone company that is using our technology, that they are into many areas. But I think what we have done is created a very India specific product. If you see on the right hand side, it is only a 350 gram receiver, which is necessary for flying a drone because it is providing the ground control points. And they invested very heavily into it. More importantly, it was not the investment, it was their overall product requirement, wherein apart from creating the GNSS engine to the drone, they also created an application which was ported on a mobile phone. So today I can operate my GNSS technology through a mobile phone, Samsung mobile phone for example, as we support the Android platform. And these are the field operations they are doing. So in the center, if you see, this is the application that they created on their own when they go into the field for demarcation, and I will show you the video that they have created, beautiful example of that, and how the spraying was done, keeping the boundary demarking and also the GIS being collected on the field. This is the example of the work that they have done primarily into the agriculture sector, wherein apart from flying drone, which is collecting the data and producing the output in a 1 to 2 centimeter accuracy, they are able to also ensure that the subsequent fields which are not using this kind of crop is not impacted by that. And then there are many other areas of application that they have done. So this is one of the good examples which is already in work, and I have many more examples. This was done. If you can play the left hand side video also, that will be helpful. Left wala chala dijiye. So here the entire ecosystem is operating. So we need to play the blue. Just click on the blue button, the blue screen. No, not this one, the other one. Under the blue screen there is a button. No, go back. Anyway, so what it explains is the process on the blue side, what they are doing. Basically, it's a very good example for the agriculture economy, wherein the spraying was done using the drones, and they are doing it as you see in the example. Okay, on the left hand side, okay, now it is working. See, this is how they have created the application by themselves using our technology. So what they did is they modified and created an app which was very apt for the agriculture industry. On the left hand side, they are able to identify which area the survey should be done. So from the office, they are sending out this information to the field, which could be any field in India. The person gets only area of interest field. He marks those ground control points which are already provided to them, go into the field, collect the data. In the technology itself, they can use background images which are already there. They are live data images like Google Map, and then further they have their critical parameters of GIS that are required to be filled and then successfully create the data and send it across. So this is a practical example which is already in place, one of them, but then there are many more, but this was one of the best that we see, and they are very large user of our technology because we are moving away from I should not say moving away, but there is an adoption and coming in from the industry for using subscription-based GNSS receivers. This is one example that we created specifically for India, wherein a phone which came from Samsung or any other company, which could be used as a controller, software development happened from the customer, drone from a different company, and GNSS receiver from us, and then combine it together to produce an output. So this is what I have today. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I can answer that post this thing. Maybe we talk later. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so once again, I would like to call Uday sir on the stage to present the mementos, and Bharti ma'am as well, please. Also, can we have a huge round of applause for Amit sir for the wonderful insights which he gave. So, along with presenting the memento, this sir is also our next keynote address speaker, who is going to, take you through a very fascinating topic, which is the use of drone application in e-governance. Once again, can we have a huge round of applause for all our esteemed speakers?
So much.
All right, so once again, I would request to this sir to present the memento to Amit sir as well. Yes, can we have you on stage, please? Give it up for them, everyone. Can we have a round of applause? Congratulations. All right, thank you so much, everyone, once again.